Welcome to this lesson once again. In our previous lesson, before that, allow me to say my name is once again. I'm Teacher Mande, trainer up a child in primary school. This afternoon, we want to look at more about what we had looked at last time, and this is formation of adjectives. We said an adjective in the previous lesson that it's a word that's used to describe a noun. A word that's used to describe a noun. And adjectives, according to the previous lesson, are formed in different ways. And one of the ways we have using suffixes. And we again defined the suffix in that previous lesson as a word or words. It's not a word, it's a letter or group of letters added to the end of a word to change its meaning. I repeat, a suffix is a letter or group of letters added to the end of a word to change its meaning. Now, different words have different suffixes that are added to them to change their meanings. In other words, to form adjectives. So adjectives are formed using suffixes, as we saw in the previous lesson. The list continues. We have this part today, this, and others that will come after this chapter has been closed. Yes, our work, those who are following using workbooks, is between page 11 and page 14. You'll be following this lesson if you have a workbook from page 11 to page 14. Yeah, we now have another suffix we're using to form adjectives. And this time the suffix is IVE. Suffix IVE. Yeah, you look at the word, then think of how to form another word by using suffix IVE. That is at the end. Okay, we have the first word as create. Create has a T and an E at the end. So what happens when we use suffix IVE to form an adjective from create? We shall come up with this word, creative. Take note of the last T and E. See what does happen to the last E. We change it to IVE as our suffix. So we have added suffix IVE to form the word creative from create. Create is a verb. The next word, which is a little bit similar to the previous word, is compete. From compete, we'll form an adjective. If you have followed what I've done up here, I'm very sure you can't get lost in forming the adjective from compete. Adjective is then COMPET. What next? We dropped E, we replaced it with compete. This time we add I and another T, another IVE. Competitive. The word is competitive. From compete, competitive. Check what is happening at the end. TIVE, competitive. Next is abuse. Abuse is a verb, and the adjective formed by adding or using suffix IVE is abusive. ABUS. What happens to the last E? Throw it away, replace it with IVE. Yes, the adjective is abusive. In debating, teachers speak a lot against the use of abusive language. So abusive is an adjective used to modify or to describe the noun language. Abusive language is prohibited in debates. We go Produce, which is a verb, changes to an adjective by still using IVE. See what happens, the changes that happen at the end of produce. PRODUCTIVE. Coming up with the word productive. From produce, productive. Then decide, the answer for the adjective from decide should be decisive. Mind about the spellings. We pass English or we excel in English because of spellings. If your spelling is wrong, nothing can be right in your English paper. So decide, decisive. We have removed the D, the second last letter in the word decide, and see the changes that have happened at the end. This word is very important to note. Master the spelling and everything will be easy in the end. Next is appreciate. Appreciate is another verb. We want to form an adjective from appreciate using IVE as our suffix. Appreciate, the adjective will be appreciative. Double P R E C I A T I V E. From the last E after T, we are replacing it with IVE. So IVE is our suffix in this case. Next is cooperate. Cooperate. Cooperate, a verb. When you see what has been done to the last T and E, the last T and E, see what has happened. That alone can guide you to the next word you're going from cooperate. COOPERATIVE. Some people pronounce it as cooperative, others cooperative. Yeah, cooperative people work with others without any issues. If you can work together with the rest, then we say you are a cooperative child. So the word cooperative is an adjective from cooperate. Next is decorate. To decorate, to make something beautiful by adding other parts. Yes, that's decorate. Decorate, we normally do decoration using flowers. Flowers are used for decoration. So flowers are dash materials. Flowers or feathers are dash materials. From decorate, one to form an adjective to modify the noun materials in our sentence. And that adjective will be from decorate, decorative materials. Flowers and feathers are both decorative materials. Check the last E after T, changing to IVE. And that's the trick. From decorate, the adjective is decorative. The next word or verb is educate. Yeah, it's now becoming easier. Educate. IVE. Educative. Some of you love reading educative stuff only. That is in the holiday, you are there, you are relaxing. You want to read only educative stuff. There's another adjective we can form from educate, but does it have suffix IVE? We'll see it, or we'll talk about it when the time is right, or when we go, or when we reach its suffix. Here we are still dealing with suffix IVE. Next is act. Act can be either a verb or a noun, depending on how it has been used in the sentence. Either from verb act or noun act. The adjective is, use IVE, suffix IVE. You'll come up with this word, active. My little active dog is very friendly. My little active dog is very friendly. So active is the adjective from act. Select. When you see this city, still city, same trend, don't overthink. You simply use the same trick you have used in active, apply it here. Select. The whole word has come back. Select. Then add IVE, our suffix. So the word becomes selective. Selective. The next word is extend. From extend, we have the suffix as extensive. The adjective as extensive. Collect, which is not totally different from act, not that different from select. We'll use the same trick. We'll apply the same trick. Collect, collective. Lastly, last but not least, we have argument. Check the spelling of argument. A-R-G-U-M-E-N-T. Argument. Argument has its adjective as argumentative. Mind the spelling. Comes from argue, which argue is A-R-G-U-E. When we form the noun argument, we throw in this in between U and M. Still in the argumentative, the adjective argumentative, the same it disappears between U and M from argue, argument, argumentative. Yeah, we are done with that suffix IVE. In English, a teacher can give you 1,000 examples, but they are all useless if you don't master the rule. Like I've been highlighting some suffixes here, and now they have come out to appear at the end of these words. And that is the guidance I can give you. Instead of giving you a list from the first corner of the chalkboard to the last corner, you just need a little guidance about the rules to follow when forming those nouns. Next is another suffix we are supposed to use when forming adjectives. And this is suffix AL. Suffix AL. Let's look at a few examples here. We have the word and this adjective, like has been in the previous lists. The first word given to us is nature. From nature, we are forming the adjective as natural. N-A-T-U-R-A-L. The spelling of nature. Natural. Yes. We come to the next adjective as center. Center is the British spelling. This spelling you see here is for the Britons. When you go to America, you will start with a different spelling. When you see T-E-R, you'll be in America. Or you'll be in Canada, North American English. When you see T-R-E, you will know I have now crossed to the land of the Britons or the British. Center is our word, and its adjective is central. I live in central Uganda. From center, we have the adjective central. In my center is central Uganda. That expression shows you the adjective central modifying the noun Uganda. I live in central Uganda. Central is the adjective from center. That means in the center of Uganda. Accident, yes, as you have guessed, the adjective is accidental. Accident plus AL, our suffix. Next is intention, where the adjective is intention itself plus the suffix. And the word becomes intentional. Intentional. Never forget, dot your I. very important. An undotted I is as good as a capital I. Never have it in your answers. We normally answer in small letters. Crime is our next word, and its adjective is from P5, term 3, peace and security. Criminal. Yeah. Criminal is our adjective from crime. Crime is the noun, the adjective is criminal. Next is machine. Machine has its adjective as mechanical. Yes, from machine we form the adjective mechanical. Yes. Next is benefit or benefit. Benefit, a noun. Benefit, the verb. Get the difference. Benefit, noun. Benefit, verb. Benefit, benefit. See what happens here? Beneficial is our adjective from benefit or benefit. Nation, like you saw intention, like you saw what else? Accident. We are going to just slap there our suffix, and the suffix is al. So you write nation, add our suffix or slap it there, al. Coming up with a different word now, pronunciation. National. This time not nation, but national. Geography is the next word, which is a noun. The adjective is geographical. Use geographical in a sentence. You can try it out as wait for my example. Use geographical in a sentence, in your own sentence. Mine is Africa has many geographical regions. Geographical in a sentence. The adjective geographical in a sentence. Africa has many geographical regions. Geographical is the adjective modifying or describing the noun regions in that sentence. Biology. Biological. Biological. Now this we talk of biological weapons. How they voice have a very biological weapons. So biological is the adjective used to describe the noun weapons in that sentence. So we form the word the adjective biological from biology. Next is using suffix lar. Using suffix lar. We have the word this side and the adjective that side. We have muscle, which changes to muscular. Muscular. Master spelling muscular. Muscular. Yeah, triangle. You'll notice that there is some bit of a similarity, especially the meaning among these adjectives with lar as our suffix. You'll discover that most of them are in the category of adjectives of shape. From muscle, muscular. From triangle to triangular. Another adjective of shape, triangular. Next is circle. The noun is circle. Can also be a verb, by the way. Yes, I circled letter C, or I circled the correct word. That is a circle as a verb. Circle can still be a noun. Draw a circle in that book. Yes. Circle. The adjective is circular. 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 We have a circular what? Maybe a circular plate, Some plates are shaped like ovals, others are in the shape of a circle. So we can talk of a circular plate, one which is shaped like a circle. Angle is the noun and this adjective is angular. Angular, the adjective from angle. Spelling A-N-G-U-L-A-R, angular. Next is tube. The noun is tube. And the adjective from tube using suffix L-A-R is tubular. Tubular. Shaped like a tube. Tubular. We go to the next part where we discuss the adjectives that are formed using suffix OUS. We have the word on this side and our adjectives are supposed to be written this side. Poison. From poison. Form an adjective using OUS. You discover you must come up with this word. Poisonous. Poisonous is the adjective from poison. From poison, we form the adjective poisonous. We talk of poisonous snakes, poisonous fungi. Yes. Poisonous snakes are those that bite you and they inject poison into your body. Dangerous. So poisonous is the adjective used in that context to modify the noun snakes. Poisonous snakes. Mystery. Mysterious. M-Y-S-T-E-R. What happens to the last Y coming after a consonant? Should find its root out of this word. Mystery, mysterious. R-I-O-U-S. Mysterious. Drop Y coming after a consonant and replace it with I before you add O-U-S. You've heard of this kind of rule even in other words, verbs. When you're learning about verbs, you saw how the last Y can change to I. Nouns, how the last Y comes after a consonant can change to I before you make other changes to the word. We are now looking at adjectives. You're saying the same thing happening to the last Y coming after consonant, changing to I before you form O-U-S. What happens to the word lorry when forming or changing to plural? The last Y coming after a consonant R changes to I before you add ES. The same thing is happening to the same Y here. Being replaced with I before you add OUS. Always use that to guide you. Courage. Using suffix OUS for the adjective courageous. Courageous means brave. B-R-A-V-E. This word, brave. Courageous means brave. Next is space. Space, the adjective will be spacious. C-I-O-U-S. Spacious. A spacious room has a lot of space. Spacious. S-P-A-C-I-O-U-S. Luxury is our next word. Luxury. The adjective will be L-U-X-U-R. The last Y once again is coming after a consonant. Consonant R. What happens? Remember this. I-O-U-S. Luxurious. My father drives a luxurious car. Meaning, very expensive, but just there for you to enjoy life. Luxurious car. It's a luxury. Next is glory. Let's apply the same technique. From glory, you can easily form the adjective as, yes, glorious. Victory, no trick, just follow the same trend. After, Y coming after a consonant, replace it with I before you add OUS. So from glory will form glorious. Victory, we shall have yes as victorious. That one anyone can answer, following the same trend. Fame, let's go fame. Fame has its adjective as famous. No E, but straightforward OUS. Famous. Famous. Famous means well known. Some people think means liked by many. Never. Famous means well known. If you are well known, you may be well known when you are not liked. I don't want to give examples of people, but people are well known to almost everybody, but they are not liked at all. Yes, famous. But then if you are known, again you are liked, liked by many, we will say you are not famous but popular. Popular, liked by many. Famous, known to many. Yes. I don't want to give examples like I said. Let's go straight to curiosity. Curiosity is the noun and its adjective is curious. 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 Generosity. Is there any difference? Curiosity, generosity, curious. From generosity we form generous as our adjective. Next is industry. Industry, not different from luxury, not different from glory or victory. Okay, let's form this. From industry, we form the adjective industrious. Industrious. From Y, throw it away, replace it with I, then OUS. Industrious. Industrious, small I. Industrious is another word to mean hardworking. A hardworking person is an industrious person. Our next word is fury. Fury is a noun meaning anger. Fury is a noun meaning anger. What's the adjective we are going to form from fury? Follow industry, follow victory, follow glory, follow luxury, and you get the answer as FURIOUS. Furious. If fury means anger, what does furious mean then? Furious will mean angry. A furious person is an angry person. Or a person who has fury. Disaster. Our adjective formed using suffix OUS is disastrous. Disastrous. Disastrous means causing or resulting into disaster. Yeah, next is religion, where our answer is religious. The adjective is religious. Pity. Pity is a stubborn word. It's a noun itself, an abstract noun. But pity has around 3 adjectives that can be formed from it. From pity, following the same trend, suffix OUS, we form the adjective as piteous. PITEOUS. In another category, you'll find pity changing to pitiable. In another category again, you'll find pity forming the adjective pitiful. Don't get shocked and say, oh, the teacher taught us PTS, now it is changing to another thing, maybe this is wrong. PTS is one of the three adjectives that can be formed from pity. We can form piteous, pitiable, pitiful. All right. Marvel. From marvel, our adjective is marvelous. 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 Don't forget the double L. Marvelous. The next part, still about using suffix or US to form adjectives from given words, has the word labor. You have the word and its adjective this side. Labor. In labor, we form the adjective as laborious. Sorry. Laborious. Laborious. Next is suspicion, which changes to suspicious. Take note of this. The words we are writing in this lesson, I can see, are all begin with small letters. We've been using small letters throughout, except the headings, like for word, then adjective. These ones have capital letters at the beginning. Reason, they are headings. When we come to the words, the very words we are listing, and their adjectives, you've not seen any capital letter at the beginning in any word. Meaning, I'm trying to be very careful. This is what's required in English. If you're writing a noun, an adjective, or any other part of speech, never use a capital letter unless you know you're writing a proper noun. But most of the words we're dealing with here are not in that category. So we're using strictly small letters. Some pundits and other pupils we teach have issues with the letter S coming at the beginning. You find someone writing a word like, let me use the very example I've just talked about, suspicion, where we have this versus this. You check this S, you discover it's breaking the rule of capital S, I mean small s. If it goes beyond letter U, just know you have written a capital S. Sometimes I ask, is it someone's name? No. Is it a village? No. Is it a name of a specific name of any animal? No. If it's not, then surely it's not a proper noun. It must be a common noun, suspicion. No need to capitalize S. Suspicion, correct, small s. Suspicion, wrong, with a capital S. Always take note of this. S, at the beginning especially, challenges children. Letter C at the beginning, again challenges children. Be careful, handwriting is among the things that are emphasized and followed up in English. Check the suspicion, suspicious. Then rebellion. The adjective is rebellious. Don't forget that double L. In rebellious. Prosper. Either a verb, must be a verb. Prosper is a verb. The adjective is prosperous. Prosperous. You're seeing how adjective, suffix, OUS, is being used in the formation of that noun. That adjective. Miracle, miraculous. Is our adjective. The mischief, mischief is the next noun. And the adjective formed from mischief is mischievous. Check the changes that happen in the word mischievous. CHIEV mischievous, mischievous, vigor. There are two vigors, as I can call them. Two vigors. We have vigor with this U before R, then vigor with no U before R, with V-I-G-O-R. V-I-G-O-R, American English. V-I-G-O-U-R is British English. So, vigor changes to vigorous with a lot of energy. Vigorous. Once again, take note of the spelling. Here we have OU before R. Here we are seeing strictly O before R. Vigorous, meaning with a lot of energy. Okay. We are now looking at suffix BLE used to form adjectives. Suffix BLE. Yes, you can form adjectives using suffix BLE. I don't like saying by adding suffix BLE because you do not simply add in all words. There are words where you just add the suffix, then there are words where you have to make some changes before you add. That's why I'm using the word using suffix this. Using suffix this. I don't want to go with the old notion of adding. For example, let's look at word one. We have the word and its adjective. Here the first word is teach, which is a verb. The adjective form is teachable. Teach and A-B-L-E. Yes, before you add B-L-E, you've seen how letter A comes in. Alright, immunize. Are we going to add or we are going to use? Surely you're going to use. See what happens. Immunize, immunizing. What has happened? Since we are not going to add BLE, we are dropping the last E before we add A, B, L, E. Immunizable. If it is immunizable, it is, it can be immunized against. For example, you see COVID-19, it's an immunizable disease. You can be given a vaccine, or you can be immunized against the disease. It's an immunizable disease. Immunizable is the adjective form formed to modify the noun disease in that sentence. Capability, capable, is our adjective. Next is describe. From describe, our adjective is describable. Describe. We are throwing away the last E and replacing it with A-B-L-E. Describable. Next is question. Is questionable. Question is our adjective from question. We now go to the next word, which is divide. From divide, our adjective will be, you may think of a wrong word, dividable, which will not exist here. Divisible. Not divisible, but divisible. If it is divisible, it can be divided. So divisible items can be divided. Value. Adjective using our suffix BLE is valuable. Valuable. See what happens to the last E being changed to, thrown away completely. Then we add ABLE. Misery. form the adjective as manageable. Manageable tasks are those that can be managed. When we are teaching, we give you a manageable exercise. That one you can manage, that everybody can manage, including, as I may say, the slow learners, those who pretend not to want to have that urge to do work. From manage, manageable. Manage the way it is, then add able. Yes, from break, we form breakable as the adjective. So breakable items are items that can be broken, breakable. And apply. Apply has its adjective as applicable. Applicable. Applicable means that can be applied. And comfort, from comfort we form comforting. As our noun, our adjective. A comfortable seat is a seat where you rest your bones and you feel totally comfortable. Comfortable seat. A seat that gives you comfort when you rest on it. Yeah. We proceed with the same list of adjectives that are formed using suffix ble. We have the word beside and the adjective from that word here. The first word is reverse. You give us its adjective. You discover the adjective is nothing other than river. Let me first pause a little because there's an error made by most children. From reverse, they tell you the adjective is reversible, but they are not right. The adjective is reversible, that can be reversed. Anything that can be reversed is reversible. From reverse, reversible. Next is avail, where the adjective is available. View. From view, we have our adjective as visible. Visible. We go to the next one, which is afford. Our word is afford, which is a verb. From afford, we form our adjective as affordable. After affordable, to sense. If you see sense, when you take sense, afford, view, avail, reverse, there is a word that slightly resembles sense. You've already noticed it in this list. One word only resembles sense. Check the last two letters. S-E. S-E. What has happened here? You've noticed. So what will happen to sense? Forming or changing an adjective using ble as the suffix. You will discover you're forming the word sensible. Hope you're moving together. Then pay, our next word, has its adjective as payable. 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 One word. Favor. Favor that favors you or that favors someone. If time is favorable, we shall have our lesson. If time is favorable, if time favors us, that is cure. Curable. Check the spelling of curable where we don't have that E after R. We emphasize spellings because any answer with the wrong spelling is a very wrong answer in English. Cure, curable. C-U-R-A-B-L-E. Curable. A curable disease can be cured. You can take a medicine and get cured from that illness. That is a curable illness or disease. Honor. Yes. Emphasis is on the silent H. This letter. In this word, honor. When reading honor, you start from letter O or sound O. These things are normally taught, especially in our primary, nursery, P1, P2, P3. You must have learned that. The word honor is pronounced with a silent sound at the beginning. A silent H. So you write H, but when reading, you don't consider it. The word is honor. From honor, we form the adjective, which is also H-O-N-O-U-R-A-B-L-E. Try reading it out. You'll be wrong if you mention or you pronounce H. You'll be right if you start reading from O. Honorable. Not Ho. That's what we talk about. An honorable member of parliament. An honorable member of parliament. Not Ho, but O. Employee is the next word, and the adjective is employable. Employable. One can be employed is an employable person. There are others who can't be employed easily. You employ him or her, and you have employed problems. Those are unemployable. UN, unemployable. So unemployable, imagine I'm now going to opposites. Unemployable is the opposite of employable. Share. The adjective is shareable. S-H-A-R-A-B-L-E. Shareable. That can be shared. What can be shared is shared. Yes, to conclude it all, it will be unfair if I depart without testing you. You see, the very words you have been looking at, adjectives. So, in our assignment, we are going to complete each sentence below using the adjective formed from the word in brackets. Read the sentence carefully, understand it, then form a correct adjective from the word given in brackets. We are moving together reading the questions, then later it's your to answer, because most of the adjectives given in brackets here are already in the work we have covered here, or in the previous one. In the previous lesson, Number one, we were using the correct adjective formed from the word given in brackets. Number one, that busboy is an dash young man. That busboy is an dash young man. We have the adjective, the word in brackets as energy. Your task is simple. Form an adjective that matches this sentence, but you must form that adjective using the word given in brackets, which is energy. Number two, COVID-19 is an dash disease. In brackets, we say the word immunize. Number three, the hotelier is dash of his waitress and waitresses. The hotelier is dash of his waiters and waitresses. Brackets, we have the word appreciate. Your task is simple, to form an adjective and complete that sentence. We got form, which is spell it using W-double-O-double-L-E-N. So our answer is most, sorry, there's a slight error here. You will follow me and we change it. Most of our clients. Sorry for that. Most of our clients wear dash clothes. Brackets, we have wool. And our answer is either this one or this one. Why is it that most Ugandans prefer British English to American English or to North American English? Sure, because most of the books they use to teach, especially this subject, grammar, English grammar, are written by the Britons. Others say because the British were our colonial masters. I don't want to go deep into that SST, but I believe most of the books we use to prepare our work are written by the British. So I prefer British English to North American English. We go number 5. That waitress is as dash as a kitten. Brackets, we have the word mischief. Mischief. You form an adjective from mischief to complete the sentence. Number 6. Hotel Brooks prepares dash traditional meals. Hotel Brooks prepares dash traditional meals. Brackets, we have the word taste. Taste is either a noun or a verb. You can form an adjective from taste and complete our sentence meaningfully. Number 7, which is our second last question. The waitress's behavior made the chef very dash. The waitress's behavior made the chef very dash. Brackets, we have fury. F-U-R-Y. We have seen it in this very lesson. Try to rewind and see if you have forgotten. If you remember, well and good. Congratulations. The waitress' behavior made the chef very dash. The word is chef. Why? It has a French origin. Chef, a professional cook, is a chef, not that word some people want to use. Chef, not chef. Number 8, which is our last question. Kamere was disqualified from the debate for using dash language. Kamere was disqualified from the debate for using dash language. Think of an adjective from abuse, fill it in here, you'll discover it fits, and your answer will be perfect. Yes, if you get 8 out of 8, you'll be the best, obviously. Good luck as you attempt this activity. Allow me in here. We meet next time. I remain Teacher Mandy.